If you could speak into the microphone.
Mr. Fink?
Here.
Mr. Friedman?
Here.
Mr. Greenspan? Ms. McKeown?
Ms. Mikio, you need to speak louder.
Mr. Seidler? Mr. Silver? Mr. Tift?
Here.
Mr. Zacklin?
Latkin.
Here. Mr. Grunhut?
Here. Do we have a quorum?
Yes, we do.
And can you read the statement, please, now?
Pursuant to the provisions of Chapter 231 of the laws of 1976, the Open Public Meetings Act, I shall notify the public by notice of the date, time, location, and agenda of this meeting to the extent known was provided at least 48 hours prior to the commencement of this meeting in the following manner. By posting such notice on the public announcement board of the Lakewood Board of Education offices in the Lakewood Township Municipal Building. 2, by mailing such notice to the offices of the Elkhorn Free Press and the Tri-Town News. 3, by filing such notice with the board secretary. 4, by mailing such notice to all individuals requested and paid for a copy of the same.
Mr. President, the meeting's yours. The BA is, well, you can tell Mr. President. You have to speak up.
Mr. President, there are a few changes to the agenda. On page 2, items A and B were voted on at the last meeting, so therefore this is not necessary. Page 7, item 10. The cost is $14,523 for a one-time fee and an annual renewal of $3,475 for the second year. Page 12, number 6. Maria Cabela has refused the position. She has accepted another position.
Remove her from the agenda.
And page 13, number 10, Barbara Goldstein. She is at MA 15, step 14, salary $56,699, pending negotiations.
Are those the only changes you have on the agenda?
That's it.
Okay, Mr. President, your pleasure. I do want to say this, we do have, once again here this evening, the proposed and recommended by the high school principal and the recommended vice principal, who will be called into closed session shortly. The board wants to meet him in closed session. So he will not be voted on this second, but the board has assured me that we will be going to closed session very shortly to meet you in closed session under the exception to the Sunshine Law under pending contract. So please don't think we are slighting you, and why you would want to come to Lakewood, we know. So, Mr. President, what are you doing now?
Any presentations? This question, any little minutes non-recognition? Okay, let's do the agenda first, then we'll.
Can I make a motion to vote on the agenda?
Need a second?
Through the chair, you would first need a motion to go out of order. Is there a motion to go out of order?
Yes.
Okay, there's a motion by Mr. Freeman to go out of order. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Friedman?
Yes.
Mrs. Mikio? Yes. Mr. Seidler? Mr. Tift? Mr. Tift?
Was there any discussion?
No, we're just going out of order. We're not ready. We didn't do the agenda yet.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Sakin?
Yes.
Mr. Grunhut?
Yes.
Okay. Now we're back. Now that you've made a motion to go out of order, is there a motion on the agenda again?
Yes.
Is there a second? On the agenda as amended. After the second, you could have discussion.
Second.
Second. Now we have a first and second. Is there any discussion?
Through the chair.
Yes.
Page 16, number 22, 23. Mike,
If you just say the page again, I was,
page 16, 22 and 23.
okay.
I do remember the settlement with the IRS, but does that mean now that those consultants are now employees of the district?
If you're referring to 22 and 23, actually, again, it's also going to be, there's one more on here. I need a second, maybe someone could help me. What were you saying? Okay, hold on one second, because I anticipated the question and asked. Okay, there are three. There's actually Ms. Valente, Ms. Taplett, and Ms. Goldstein. The district was involved with the IRS for several years. As many of you know who either know or are familiar with other districts, many for OT, PT, and speech used consultants. The IRS did not care about that. They came here on a host of issues. In fact, at one point they were looking for more than a couple $100,000. This started while before Mr. Finger, during Mr. Finger, we had special tax counsel, Mr. Zuckerman, who actually made a presentation to the board in closed session several weeks ago. You already approved this settlement, which is approximately $16,000 as opposed to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Part of that would be that these therapists would be treated as employees, so that is why they're on there as employees.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any other questions on the agenda?
I think we answered the other question I had in the back already, which was a good answer, so that's fine.
Okay.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Friedman?
Yes.
Mrs. Mikio?
Yes.
Mr. Tipp?
Yes, but we took off the assistant super.
The assistant principal is removed. We said that
Yes.
this is as amended, and you're going to see it in about 2 minutes.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Mr. Slatkin?
Yes.
Mr. Grunhoff?
Yes.
Agenda passes.
Through the chair, we do have our assistant proposed, is Al here? Yes, the principal I saw, yes. And he has recommended a gentleman who was nice enough to come last time. If we could have a few minutes to, if you wanted to meet with him before you would hire him, could we do that now?
Yes.
All in favor of going to closed session
Yes.
to meet
Yes.
with? Thank you. We'll be in closed session to meet with, if you could come right in with Mr. Al.
Why don't you meet with him later?
Well, no, we're going to meet with him now.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. We'll be out
He's gonna be
shortly.
an employee, you can let him stay here until his time. God.
Well, he was here last time till his time. And actually, then we didn't have a quorum, if you recall. Yeah.